Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. I put lip stain on. It's what's the brand? Stilla. It's a Stilla lip stain. It's a little bit bright for my liking, but it's got this really interesting like tip. You can see it's like thin. It's almost like calligraphy. Oh my goodness, there's like no suction in that. I can't drink it. Hello. How's everybody going? Can everybody hear me? Let's hope so. Doesn't let me know if you can hear me or not. Hello. Okay, cool. It just wasn't because DC, one of the greatest humans ever. Yeah, a new face, Red Raider CPA. We've got an accountant in the house. That's great. Thank you. Okay. DC. Oh, also, did you like? I did not mean to choose that countdown, but it did help me borrow a little bit of like, ooh, that's Erin's beginning. That's how Erin starts her things. Woo! So I was like borrowing her fame. Ooh, nice one, Rosie. Yeah, right. We've got, oh, hang on. You can't see it. Oh, maybe it's 10 days now. We've got 9 to 10 days without an incident between Murphy and Wilbur. I think Minnie wants to come over and say hello. So because we are on this, that's why I was mentioning DC. We're on the mobile stream, hopefully, and it gets pushed out to some people to come and see some anti-MLM stuff, and especially Doug and Tia, who are some of the greatest scammers in the game, in my opinion. We started it last week, but I don't think it will matter if you didn't listen to last week. It's pretty much just like, it's so good. Optavia is fantastic. We love it. But so DC taught me how to do this, but it's complicated. It's through one program and a second program, and it's just annoying. But she's been getting really good numbers, and the more people we have out there, the better. I had nearly an hour-long interview yesterday with a journalist from the ABC. Our ABC isn't like the American ABC. They are more government funded. It's more like the BBC in the UK. Yeah. They are. That's them, Red Raider. Yeah, so he was great, and we eventually Zoom kicked us off, and that's what finished the conversation, because he just was like, I could honestly ask you questions about this all day, and I'm like, and I could probably answer them, because he was like, how did you know about the quad strategy? And I'm like, I've only watched it 40 times. So hopefully there's going to be some good media getting out about Enagic, and people are going to be forewarned. And he was talking about wanting to chat with somebody who was an ex-boss babe, and he had listened to the dream. So I suggested Erin and JJ. I think they, because they have had, really successful anti-MLM careers using their boss babe knowledge to really help people get out, Yeah, so that's great. I'm really happy with that. And what he's going to do as well is they're using this sort of as a jumping off point to see if they can flush anyone out who has been scammed and that sort of thing. So, hooray. Alrighty. So, let's just give some trigger and content warnings. Optavia is a starvation diet MLM. They call it health. It is not health. They only care about the numbers on the scales. It's probably going to be talking about body issues and dieting. Doug is very fat phobic, and I haven't heard Tia be like that, but she talks more generally like, oh, that's right. She said there's an obesity epidemic happening in America at the moment. It's the worst thing happening in America at the moment. I'm like, sweetie, no. It is not the worst thing happening at the moment. And what else? This is just sort of like my guess that Doug does have body dysmorphia because he's never happy. He's got all the symptoms that I'm not diagnosing him, but it does seem like he has real body image problems, and he only values his body based on how much he weighs and maybe like body percentage fat. Yeah, so oh yeah, absolutely, Wendy. He just basically takes control. But they're a traditional Christian couple. She's probably a big fan of the trad wife trend. Woo! That's the other content warning. They have a heavy emphasis on religion, and like Doug has in the past prospected from his congregation. He made his own school, and yeah, they use religious manipulation a lot. But there are these people who are like, God said it's okay to make money. I don't know about that. Yeah. All right, so let's get going. If there's any other what's it called? Triggers, we'll pull it up as it comes. All right. Let me put my head up a little bit here. And big shout out to the members in the chat. Hello, hi, how are you? Love my members. Let me just move my little logo down a little bit. Is that too far? I don't know. Oh, yeah. I think I'm not 100% sure because Ray Higdon had a, what's it called? The faith over fear, fear over fear. Yeah, faith over fear. Conference at the end of last year with John, what's his name? He's your friend. John, I cannot remember his name now. He is never been a network marketer, but makes money off network marketers. Hang on, Murphy is chewing something, and I need to look because it's like strangely quiet. What are you chewing on now? You doofus. John Maxwell, thank you. I've done like a bunch of videos on him, and I forgot his name. Yeah, John Maxwell and Doug and Tia have a big, major relationship with John Maxwell. He spoke at their Level Up conference last year. So I do wonder whether the Woods went to Faith Over Fear. There were a couple of our fave characters like Megan Deschart. She went to that. That's all I can remember. Oh, I think Shanna Hunter. As well. I wonder how things are going at Amari. Oh, Shanna and Brandon. And Mary. What an unlikely trio of people. All right. We are going to start this. I didn't look to see where we're up to in the bloody part 1. So bear with me. We will have to go forward. Oh, the dogs are growling at each other. Hang on. Hey, don't be nasty, please. Mabel's taking, she's got like a pork ruskies thing, and Murphy was getting a little bit too close, apparently. Can't blame him. I did give them all something to chew on, but everybody must have chewed on their bits and pieces very quickly. Alrighty. So I think I need my glasses. All right. Bear with me.
You know, there.
I will, once I'll just turn it down a little bit if I can. Desktop audio. Okay, thanks. Bear with me, everybody. I appreciate you sticking with me. I haven't seen the neighbor since, but my dad has been here the whole time, and because the dogs are going a little bit stir crazy. Look, Mabel's overweight, and she shouldn't be because she is. With dachshunds, it puts pressure on their back, and I need to take her for walks, and she needs to have her exercises. So I'm thinking about doing like a lunchtime play instead of an afternoon play, because there's not as many people walking past. Lots of people will be at work, and it's not going to wake anyone up too early. Although that guy probably does freaking night shift, not knowing because he wears like high vis and stuff. But I'll be ready the next time he comes over to record it, so I can shame him summarily on the internet. Right, I'll see if I can just turn this down. I don't know if I can. Okay. I apologize if this is too loud, but we will see. All right.
What does this have to do? Anytime we get off track, anytime we start, snipping at each other or getting frustrated,
We've heard this.
or just doing something dumb, we're like arguing about something. So what does this have to do with our next goal? Yeah. And that's kept us aligned, because it's like, well, it does have a lot to do with our next goal. So we got to stay in the driver's seat and finish this conversation, even though it's very hard or very uncomfortable. And then either I'm calling you higher, you're calling me higher, or we're getting to support people in our life to help us navigate.
Support people? Do you mean your downline? How's the sound on that, by the way, peeps? Let me know. I'll see. I'm just doing one other thing to see if I can adjust it, but no, it doesn't look like I can. I can turn it down on my computer, so hopefully it's not echoing and going through my microphone. All right. Let me know how it sounds. We'll keep going.
Those waters. Yeah, because it takes all the tools to build and to grow. Yeah, yeah. And so if you've been on the fence about stepping into this industry, I encourage you to kick some fear in the face. It's everything you want is on the other side. $80 billion industry. Yeah.
The way he said, "Oh my God, you'd be stupid not to join up." Hello, coconuts. If anything, okay, could be bumped up a touch. All right. God, they're so kick fear in the face. That's her book. That's her motto. And is it did he say $180 billion industry? Yeah, the diet industry is, or the wellness industry is, but Optavia isn't. That's a misleading fact, and you know it. You know it.
And there are some amazing companies and product lines out there. I mean, of course, I'm biased. We love it. We didn't even know we were getting into network marketing. We didn't even know we were getting into we saw firsthand
knowledge,
The
or
community,
result of
we
the
saw,
product,
yeah. We saw
the
community.
service, the results,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, we found out like, oh, this is what everyone's so scared of.
Yeah.
This is
People aren't scared of it. That's probably the wrong word to use. But yeah, people, this is the thing that they're talking about, that you've found is okay for you because you've got loose morals. You don't care about scamming people or lying to them. Yeah. So yeah, that's what people are. They might be worried about it, not scared. And that was like 9 years ago. Or maybe more. Hang on. I think it's like 13 or 14 years ago, actually. I don't understand the stigma at the time, that it was very undercover. Most people knew what it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, they knew about MLM. Hi, normal guy. You're real normal. What a normal question for a normal white guy to ask. Yeah, there was not the stigma on MLM back then. They used to do like Tupperware parties. Hi, Demi. Tupperware parties were pretty common all over the place as get-togethers. Everybody knew there was a sales component to it, but they didn't know as much about the team building. And everybody knew that you could become an independent seller as well as host the party, and then the next party, like, you could get benefits, blah, blah, blah. I think the team building aspect of it was more on the DL. And yeah, like, so I think he's trying, this is pain points that people tell him now, that he's trying to overcome objections, and it's not quite true, you know? And he has once said that Optavia is not an MLM. I've heard him say it.
what, yes, sadly, I guess some people have given it a bad taste in their mouth because of either controlling leadership, or, you know, they went into either a church or a group and just like tried to hard sell. Or I've even heard of people going to events. Hey, you want to go over to my house for dinner? And back in the old days, I guess it was maybe the Amway thing or something. Yeah. And people would be like, they would like pull out a whiteboard and start. It'd be like a bait and switch.
Yeah. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, is the pot calling the kettle black? Yeah. Doug did just say that people are using their congregation to recruit. Yeah, I know he's done it. Yeah, he hosts his Level Up conference in a church. Yeah, he has his own Christian school. Yep. Oh, Doug. Yeah, some people do leave a bad taste in your mouth as an MLMer. You're right, Doug. He's right about that.
And it's just like, man,
I don't think that company is doing that bad. So if you are in that industry of Amway, it's not doing too. I mean, it still does okay.
No, but I know you and I have always chosen to be above board with.
Totally, like this is what we're inviting you to.
Yeah, like we'll tell you, like, hey, we're having health home night. We're going to talk about our health program.
Did he just say we're honest about it and talk about health? Health and Optavia are not two words that go together at all. Dietitians have diagnosed people with malnutrition who are on the diet, and it destroys your metabolism. No matter how much Kevin Tinter, who is transphobic, no matter how much Kevin Tinter says it's your own fault that the diet ruins your metabolism. And yeah, it's just one contradiction after another.
Hey, this conference is for this. There are no bait and switch stuff, because one, that's slimy, that's gross. Yeah. Everything's 100% transparent. It's 2024. My gosh.
Yeah.
Also, Amway's doing just fine. They're still huge. Not many people talk about them anymore, But if you go to the business from home or business at home website, where there's like a mega list of all the MLMs, and it's got like a top 500 reps in the companies. There's a lot of reps at the top from Amway, honestly.
I think back to like one of the times we had like a barbecue or something, and people thought that we were inviting them over to the house to like give them a presentation or something like that.
Oh,
And they were sitting around the table, they're like waiting for it. We're like, no,
bitch.
we just wanted to
Then
have
finally
you."
they start laughing. They're like, "Oh my gosh, we didn't know where we were coming to because we knew you guys were like some part of some health thing."
Yeah. And we're like, we're so sorry that that's happened to you in the past, but no, we just wanted to have you for dinner, you know? And I really believe when you make people the main focus, that is where you will see breakthrough. And there is going to be seasons of shedding and journeys of friendships and partners.
What season are you in at the moment, Tia? Shedding? I think it's like mega shedding, like really.
And it's you got, if you want the good, you got to be willing to go through the hard times, you know, and you got to be willing to like navigate all the waters. And I just am so grateful for the person I've become through this process. I'm excited for the person I'm becoming, because I definitely stay partnered with my future self. And last week it was kind of one of those sit down with her, my 65-year-old self, and I went and grabbed a coffee, got some flowers, and you know, we just kind of, I have these moments where it's like nobody's going to coach yourself. You can go get the greatest coaching out there. You can go to the greatest counselor out there, but your future self is like your greatest mentor, your greatest coach. And so I had a little moment with her last week, and she just like, you know, stay the course, show up, keep pressing in, have a day off, go get your lashes done. I had a day where I went and did some pampering, and I believe we always come out on the other side. So I come out so much better on those harder weeks.
What if you're mentally ill? Your future self may not be your best mentor. Just saying. You know, like that's... And you bought yourself flowers to speak to yourself? Weird. It's funny, I've just released a Veronica Bay video on members at the moment. It'll be public soon, but Veronica spoke very much like that, where she was talking about being there for herself. And it was like, well, I mean, that's great that you have confidence in yourself and all that sort of thing, but you can't do everything for you. Like, an outside voice is going to, that you trust, is going to be good as well. It is very strange. And also, I do love this. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by the house of dieting. Yes. I had a play once. It was a modernization of Twelfth Night, which is Shakespeare, in case people don't know, and it was set all in video games and like the Gamergate sort of world, and the girl pretends to be a boy to make it in the video game world, which I would say that's probably the best play that I've ever written, and it was the one that I did last in my youth theatre company, and like it was pretty lowly attended, but I think it was my best one. Anyway, Shakespeare is in it, pretending to be like kind of like a narrator, but we ran short on the cast, so Shakespeare had to. It was an actor pretending to be Shakespeare, and Shakespeare pretending to be one of the actors. It was very meta, and the whole play started out with that quote. Now is the winter of our discontent. Yes. There you go. That was the roundabout story of that quote. Even though, like, the point was they weren't doing Richard III, they were doing Twelfth Night, and someone comes out and says, "Hey, mate, hey, Shakespeare, we're not doing Richard III. We're doing this." I'm like halfway through that story. I'm like, this is a shit story. Shut up. I'm sorry, everybody.
When I realized, like this morning, I sat on a celebration call with a mother and daughter who have been 6 weeks on program, and
6 weeks.
combined, they've lost, I think, like 45 pounds. And we just celebrated the transformation that's happening in them.
6 weeks. And they've lost 45 pounds. How much is that in kilograms? Anyone who knows the metric system? But six weeks doesn't sound too bad, 20 pounds in 6 weeks. No, that is actually a bit too fast now that I'm thinking of it. I think, are you supposed to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week? I can't remember because obviously I'm in the metrics. 2.2 pounds in a kilo. Right. So around about 20 kilos, 20-ish kilos. Oh, cool. Oh, no. Some of the dog's doing something. Yesterday, my dad, I don't know if anyone's ever seen like sea scallops. So if anyone does seafood, sea scallops, and they have like the little roundy bit of a sea scallop, which are delicious. My favorite sushi is scallopaburi, which is like seared scallops. I think you guys pronounce it scallops, but I pronounce it scallops. Anyway, my dad had some of those last night, but the roe was left on it, and the roe's like the orangey bit, and he left it for the dogs, and Wilbur threw up twice, Frida threw up twice. I'm like, okay, those pair do not like leftover scallop and roe. I'm like, ew.
And that's what it's about. So the harder days in this business, when you get the no's, you have the disappointment, and there's the shedding and the pruning going on. Then you have the days like that you wake up on a Monday and you're in client support day, and you get to celebrate the wins. And
so interesting that she talked about pruning there. So at Level Up, their conference, Becca Tinter, wife of Kevin Tinter, who is transphobic. I say that every time because I'd like people to remember. And he hates kazoos. He's transphobic and he hates kazoos. Becca talked about, she even brought a plant on stage. Here's a plant. Look at my plant. It's got some dead leaves and it's got some live leaves and it's got some flowers eventually, but you have to get rid of the dead leaves down the bottom. And it was a metaphor for getting rid of friends, basically. I'm just going to get rid of, I got to prune those people out of my life. And she was actually talking about a person, a real person. She was talking about Alison, who is the unlikely pastor's wife. She was in Optavia in this leadership sort of group with Doug and Thea and Kevin Tinter, transphobic Kevin, and Becca Tinter, who, like, they were, she was best friends with them. She was in that group. She started questioning, she deconstructed and left, and now she's a pariah. But using her platform to speak out against Optavia. And she might even be in the comments, in the chat. I know she does support the channel, so we love her. Heterophobes. No, we're not. I wouldn't call us heterophobes. I'm het. I'm cis het, man. I'm just an ally. Yeah, so it's interesting that she's talking about pruning because, like, are you really talking about humans like that? Because that's what you mean. And it's kind of gross. Sorry, every stop I'm making, I'm like talking for 10 years. It is a commentary channel. You can you can listen to this in full without the stopping at Apple Podcasts. I don't know how to download an Apple Podcast. I would have downloaded it because I don't want to give them the listen, but here we are.
That's what we see all about.
Well, I understand, some of you listeners, you have people in your life being negative or criticizing, network marketing or even what you're doing. And for some of you, it could be a spouse. And, I think about those who criticize it typically are either broke physically, mentally, spiritually, or financially. And they simply don't understand the industry and what you're doing. And so I would even say this is for some of you as coaches, of you really, you're working towards a goal and your spouse doesn't understand what you're doing, your friends, your family, you get some weird comments. One of my favorite responses is
pyramid.
And I may have said this to you if you're listening, but when someone asks you,
scam.
Oh, is it one of those things where you I can literally tell you how many times have we had people oh, is it one of those things where you're just trying to scam a bunch of people and make money off of them? And I literally look at them just like I'm looking at you, T, and be like, are you serious right now?
Yeah, they are. Man, I'm doing predictions now. Woo, woo. I would say that I'm pretty broken mentally, but it has nothing to do with MLMs. I'm mentally ill. On medication, seeing a therapist. And you know what? I saw friends on the weekend who I hadn't seen in ages, and they just pumped me up looking just oh, you look so good and you look really light. So I think that my therapy is actually helping because you see, my therapist actually cannot really give me any help because my problem is systemic issues within my job. He can't help with that. Yeah, so he just unpacks it with me and gives me tips for dealing with the stress. That's not what, but it's got anything that is broken has nothing to do with MLM. Nothing. Yeah. Yeah, they do go straight to insults, and it's like, Doug, now, come on. You have your own home gym that's huge. You've traveled the world, you've opened your own school, as if you aren't actually making money off of it. But he's going to say, I coach. That's how I earn my money. Oh, yeah, really? I was watching a podcast. It's called A Little Bit Fruity. And the person who does it, Matt, I'm pretty sure Matt's non-binary. They have a really good Instagram, and it's Matt IX. It's like Roman numerals, and they have a lot of socially aware posts that they put up, and like a purpley blue pink data set or whatever it is, a set of aesthetics. And their podcast is called A Little Bit Fruity, and I just watched one of the ones that had was about Amber Heard, and man, people were really terrible to Amber Heard, and she was actually very much she was not a good victim. She didn't have a good victim image, but she was heavily abused in that relationship. So Johnny Depp sucks. I was of the opinion, I didn't watch a single thing about it, but I just said, oh, they're both shitty people. But they're not both shitty people. Amber Heard's had some, bad judgment choices, but Johnny Depp is a bad person. So, yeah, and there may be people who disagree with me now, but there was a defamation case in the UK before the USA one, and Johnny Depp didn't win that one. And they presented all of the same sort of evidence. Yeah. And so, you know, like it was all like Britney Part 2, and it's this thing of like hating women. It's misogyny, you know. All right. Sorry, that's just a little bit of a tangent there.
Well, you know, no, and then they start back. I'm like, no, seriously, are you really think that that's the type of person I am? And I make them answer the question. Well, no. I'm like, then why in the world would you say that? And I'm not, seriously, just friend to friend, church friend to church friend. Why would you lump me into a category that, first of all, tell me more about what you're even asking. Here's another one. People ask you like, is it one of those pyramid things? I don't understand. What do you mean?
Man, and I'm hitting my predictions today. He's pretty easy to predict. I've watched a lot of him. Yeah, it is one of those pyramid things. Like, and his response to those things is staring at them in disbelief. Is that really a way you're going to like overcome that objection? Also though, he is using, oh, I would never do that. It's illegal. I would never do that. Like, how dare you question my character? I just have to, I'm going to press play, but I've got to duck over the other side of the desk. Oh, BRB.
Well, you know, a pyramid. I don't know what you're talking about. Describe what you're, one of those things where, like, the guy at the top makes all the money, and then, is that what you think this is? Because the people's assumptions and their place of lack of understanding or judgment is they just don't know. And so, first of all, just be open to have the conversation. One of the things I love about where you and I sit, Tia, as coaches for this amazing company, is I have nothing to hide. There's no behind the curtain. Like, I hope people don't see. Like, we're 100% transparent with everything. Like, there's no, like, I don't have an agenda. People are like, what do I say if a client or a coach says? I'm like, you tell them the truth, that you don't know the answer, but you're willing to find out.
That's not accurate, though. You don't know the truth. You do know the truth. And what do you mean you're going to find the answer? Like, how do you disprove it? How do you disprove it? Because you're not disproving it right now.
Well, what if they want to know? You tell them the truth. Yeah. There's no secrets. We don't have script. We don't have talk tracks. We don't have all this. Like, it's share your heart with a good thing that has happened to you. And
that's a script. I'm sorry. I've seen also people do content calendars. This is how you post. Gina Eccles, that's how she posts. Monday, it's motivation. Transformation Tuesday, recipe on a Wednesday, something family on a Thursday. Like it is that. It is prescriptive. If anyone has watched any of their trainings, they're the same every time, and people get on and they talk about what it was like before. And I've heard probably Erin talk about this, where it's like, what's the problem? What did you use from the MLM to fix the problem? And the recommendation, like it's got a proper order, and what am I trying to say? Like specific things that you say, that is a sales technique, Just an FYI, Doug, testimonial is a type of sales. Speaking from the heart. That's a review or a testimonial. Okay? So that is a type of sales. It is advertising. And it's okay, because most people do, reference reviews and things like that before they purchase stuff. So he's lying in that moment. Do you know what I mean?
You know, it seems to be, what do you think in Optavia? It's probably 70% women, 30% men,
Yeah, that's it. And
which is rare because most companies seem to be mostly
Female.
female.
a lot of the industry, yeah.
I remember, you know, just putting myself back in the shoes of, even though I like.
Bye, Wendy. Thank you for being here. Looking forward to the frequence video. Check out Wendy's new channel. He's got a Tronant video and a frequence video coming soon. It is rare that they have such a high level of men in their MLM. I'd say the only other ones that do that are like the crypto ones. But there's that inherent sort of machismo of we're big tough men, and that also goes into that religious element of the MLM as well. And they definitely encourage married couples to get involved. If you go to most of them, present as married couples, cis het married couples. Would never have same sex married couples, never. I know Wendy's video is so good. I love the perspective of sales. That's, like I said, I sucked at sales, and I think that's how CC Suarez Chelsea's videos, I think that was the draw card originally with hers, because she had been in sales. So it was interesting to hear about, you know, how people were using sales techniques poorly and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so that's great. I don't know if I've told people that I'm studying to be a Bachelor of Psychology. So do you think it would be too much if I introduced myself as a psychologist to be? What's the date today? I got 2 assignments due tomorrow. I thought it was the next day after. Yikes. They're not big ones. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, so soon I will have finished my first semester. Probably just scraping by. I told everybody this on Sunday. I apologize. All right, let's listen again.
The money you were starting to make, Tia,
It's taking me some time.
I felt like there was a third person in our marriage for a while, that it was taking me away from you, because I saw you having so much fun with either your client support, or you were on your phone a lot more, or the computer, you know, Facebooking, whatever you're messaging.
So are you telling us that Tia joined Optavia and you had less time together because she was joined and you weren't? Oh, that's amazing, Rosie. I know I specifically chose a university that does have, you can get the proper qualifications, because my dad did this big long counseling course like about 15 years ago, and it was not accredited for him to start working in the field. It was kind of like a step up, and he got really discouraged by that. This one that I'm doing, it's a Bachelor of Psychology honors, and I think the last year is the honors like project, and there's also like work involved in that. And the way that education is going at the moment, I think that we will have psychologists involved in schools. So not that I want to stop teaching. I do want to incorporate it into it and do art therapy if I can. That's cool, Rosie. How much longer have you got? Now, it is weird that Doug said there was a third person in the marriage. He strikes me as being like, he would probably be jealous of that. And it's like, well, where is my dinner? She's busy on Facebook.
And I remember that I brought that to you, which of course you weren't real receptive to that at the time.
Like, I'm doing all this hard work. I mean, I probably.
Yeah, but it was just also my own insecurities. Like, it was like a new person in our marriage that, wait a minute, like.
Just finding that new rhythm of life.
And when you sat down and shared with me why you're working so hard.
Yeah.
But also
What we
I
were
understood
working
that I'm like, hey, I just need you to come.
Just need a little,
sit on me once in a while.
a little love action.
You're like, oh man, like I need to make sure.
No, why do they do that? I don't want to know about that. This man just said I needed time I need you to come and sit on me. You know, there's this thing, Doug. It's called maybe the cut eraser tool to get rid of shit like that. Oh my God. If anyone saw Optavia Socks, that's a Instagram account. It's one of my faves. They had this image of Doug thrusting. Oh, it was terrible. Oh God. This group in particular, the way they talk about like sex, it's not like, positive sex examples. It's not like sex is okay, it's not dirty, it's not this or that. But the way they talk about it is just gross, embarrassing. I don't need to know. What you do in your own bedroom is private. Oh, absolutely. I would, I think that, Amway were the originators and everybody just copied from that. Yeah, I imagine it would gross out quite a few people. Yeah, like, why are they talking about that? That's a great question. That's an excellent question. They shouldn't be. It's because people in MLMs overshare because they want to seem relatable, and it's a way of prospecting and flushing out people. So, William, what have you missed? Doug, the way he refutes the claims of, is this a scam and is it a pyramid scheme, is he looks at them and he goes, do you think I would be involved in that? That's his comeback. Good job, Doug. And now they're just talking about when Thea was first in. So that means Thea is his upline. I've been trying to work this out for like the past month. Thea was busy with the Optavia stuff and having so much fun, and Doug got jealous of it. And yes, he said that he needed her to come and sit on him. Yep, he said that. Okay, we're going to keep going because if we think about it too long, we're just going to have like nightmare, this waking up in a sweat, like, oh God, I dreamt that Doug was going to sit on me. He's gross. Correct.
Sure that I don't just tuck the kids to bed. I need to tuck my husband to bed, and then if I want to get back out, and do some more, I just think you should speak to that for a couple minutes, Tia, because
no, don't.
You women do get going, and especially when you get working towards a goal.
Sometimes you women. Yeah, Doug. I bet you Doug says he's a feminist. No, that's too woke. He would never say that. That's too woke.
Important it is to just stop and one, make sure that your spouse is seeing the money and seeing the results and what
Yeah.
you're working towards, and two, why you're doing it, and that the end result
Hello.
is a key part of what you're building. So if you're, I remember
He just said you make sure your spouse sees the money. What money? Friend, what money? We've seen your income disclosure statement. Oh, DC, you're so lucky you weren't here like 5 minutes ago. How's the setup looking, DC? Is it going okay? Does it look okay? Hi. I was talking you up at the beginning of the stream because you've helped me to do this. The only thing that I would prefer is that I download the podcast. We're just playing it through the Apple website, and like then they get the view. I hate giving them the view, but it's only one view, so. Or maybe it'll count as two because we've listened to the first time. Oh, that's great. Thank you. I don't have a subscription to StreamYard at the moment, so that's why the watermark is still up there. I think it might be worth getting the subscription. I mean, I love Restream a lot, but it's good for like this, the portrait style. All right, let's keep going. We'll see what Tia's going to say about supporting your man while also being an Optavia.
once I understood what you were building, I was more than happy to
You were
take girls to
on
bed
yeah.
or help with dishes. But before that, it seemed like this whole
I mean,
how
you
did
knew
this-
the program, yeah.
Once you knew what she was doing, you were more inclined to help with the dishes? Only then? So she was doing it all before on her own while you're sitting there hoping for other things to happen? Dude. Ew.
The time you knew the program worked, but it wasn't like you were seeing, he wasn't seeing the compensation yet. And I had to really come to a place where if I could go back to that girl that, was early on in building a business, I would just like have a little, like slow down to go faster and realize that I was probably getting some things out of order. And I was just so excited. I was
What? No, you did it fine. You don't have to do the dishes. Doug should be helping you. You're both, equal partners in a marriage. And oh, she said something else. What was it? Oh, I can't remember. All right.
coming alive. I was having this ability to get to serve people, and I was getting love back. I was texting my clients and they would give me that love back, and it was a new era, I believe, like in my life as a woman, as a wife, as a mother, and even
that's what I was going to say. Thanks, DC. That she called herself a girl. She was definitely a married woman at the time, like she'd had kids and stuff. Imagine that sack of crap on the couch while she's doing the like all of the chores, the mothering, and doing Octavia. Well, Doug's just like, my wife won't have sex with me. Oh, thank you. We swapped over to this office because the air conditioner broke in here, and then so I changed the bedroom with the office. But the old office, now the bedroom, it is so much bigger than this room. I do not know how I survived with this as the bedroom. So teeny tiny. Oh, DC, we did talk about this before. We talked about it. Oh Lord, it was. What muscle are you doing there when you're thrusting? Because I don't think it's any muscle except for you trying to be, code for being weird.
Finding that balance of finding the rhythm of being a mother and a wife at the same time of being a business, a businesswoman, and putting on that CEO hat. So I had to really find that dance. And what I would go back and tell her is just slow down to go faster, and make sure that you're bringing the family on board, and especially like making date nights a priority. Making, if I would have made it a priority in those, like, I would think those couple months where Deb was kind of getting a little agitated with me, if I would have just slowed down and had the conversation, and we would have like talked about it and said, okay, here's what we're working towards. But I think I was just so excited, and I was building.
This is what she wants people to do. This is a manufactured like conversation. She wants the women to get involved and drag the man along and say, like, make sure you're having these conversations so that we can get everybody into the grift, and it's like, well, how bad was it? Because you're still together now. It just would have been, he said aggravate. She said aggravated. So, I'm not sure if StreamYard allows overlays. I think you can do, let me have a look. Oh yeah, you can do overlays. I just haven't, maybe it's on the, you have to upgrade to do a different overlay. You can only do like the StreamYard overlay. Yeah, right. Oh, and you can have like other thingies, but you can put up like, it's been ages since. Please like the video. Thank you. Thanks for liking the video. Oh, and this one, anti-MLM content. What? When did I do that? What? Is this a helpful banner? I don't think so. Okay, let's keep going.
And I didn't take time to like slow down to have that conversation. So conversations, connection is huge. Like we have learned, like how are we doing in our connection as a husband and wife? How are we doing as a connection as a family unit and individually with our children has been key to us. I think believing that it's key to us having success.
Fill the home cup before
Yeah.
you fill the rate cup.
Yeah.
Or the client cup.
Yeah.
Or the coach cup. And
Yeah.
the home cup or the spouse cup, believe it or not, does not need that much.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour date night, or a family night, like at the trampoline park. It's not like it takes a lot of time. It's just being intentional with blocking those times out so that you leave the phone in the car. You're 100% family night at the trampoline park. You're not sitting on the bench, on your phone while they're out jumping.
I bet that happens. Right? Especially if you're building, and they probably stopped building because their downline was doing it, but I'm pretty sure they're building again now. Yes, DC. I think I can put an overlay on. I just haven't got the portrait size, but that's what the little Echo logo is there. Yeah. Fill your home cup before the coach cup and the client cup. Isn't the coach cup and the client cup the same thing? Or is one is for the recruiting and one is for being a customer, maybe? Giving him the benefit of the doubt. Probably not the best metaphor. If you've watched bloody oh yeah, that'd be great, DC. Erin's last pre-recorded video with BA Boss Babe Brittany Anderson, she used that car metaphor and flogged it for all it was worth. That bloody car metaphor. Like, we get it. The road and the car and the gas and the fuel and shut up, Brittany.
Being there, or maybe it's not trampoline park for you. Maybe it's the go-kart place. I don't know. Find a family night where you can like really connect.
Your kids actually
authentically.
don't want that much time.
No.
with you. They just want fully present time.
Yep.
For a few minutes.
And same with our spouse. I mean, it's important that we have that connection as a couple.
Yeah, because even now, we have to be very intentional about making
Oh, yeah.
sure that we're good before we can, pour out. If one of us is off, or
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, I'll even say it, feeling insecure in the relationship in the moment,
Yeah.
or that day, or maybe something happened that I haven't fully told you, been transparent about, whether it be in the business and life or coaching. It's staying on the same page with your spouse, and that's what it comes down to today.
And you're building this together. I mean,
I'm going to make a bet that they have had people pull out or have objections based on husbands or wives not supporting the other person. And that's why they're spending so long on this. Because I'm like, yeah, okay, we get it. But, they sort of tell on themselves.
and that's the beauty of this industry is you get to build your future. It's yours. You get to take this business that for many of these, many that in the direct sales, I know with coaching, it's like, I mean, what is it? Like $200 to become a health coach, to be a coach?
Not enough.
Not enough. And, but you get to take this and you get to have a vision for your future and say, how many lives do I want to impact? I can remember with Shay, one of the coaches that we work with, is an amazing partner. When she originally started, she was coming out of ministry school. She's like, if I could just help 5 people, that would help me kind of take the edge off. And at the time, she was like cleaning houses. She was cleaning our house. She was doing a whole bunch of different things. She didn't know what her future was going to look like. And at the beginning, it was like 5 lives. And I think now, in the last 7 years, it's like 800 and something lives.
She's over 1,000.
I think it's 1,000 now that it hit.
Thinking about that, when you become a coach or you become a distributor for a company, you're buying. Nick Johnson, our president, described it last week in Dallas as a toggle, like you're at a Brazilian barbecue, and like you buy, like green means go and red means stop. You turn it over, you want more beef. You get control. You're in full control of how much you want to create.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime you can say stop, no, I don't want this. And it's crazy how people think that they flip their card over and it says go, and all of a sudden all these people are going to come flying into them. I mean, I think of our daughter with her company.
Yeah. Okay. So their oldest daughter is 18. Oh, yeah, absolutely, Lisa. Their oldest daughter is 18 and has joined an MLM. It's some sort of essential oil MLM. It's not one of the main ones. It's really kind of obscure, but they do skincare as well. And I'm just surprised she didn't join them, because I imagine they would have placed her quite well. And yeah, she's also a very talented photographer, so I don't know why she's doing that. Obviously, they have an influence on her because the kids were young when they started, No, she didn't join theirs. That's weird. Selling starvation and saying you want to help people by doing it is so awful. IMO. Yeah, it seems like they think skinny people are better than non-skinny people. Absolutely. The number, and if they are like Kevin Tinter, who's transphobic and hates kazoos, he probably weighs quite a lot, but the thing that he brags about is his body fat percentage. So if you are, like if you do have a high number on your scales, it has to be muscles. It cannot be anything else. I'm going to guess that those children have eaten fuelings all their lives, those poor, poor children. Oh, God. I've seen a video of like a promo video. Oh, I think it was from Level Up, actually. And it was like the kids saying what their favorite fueling was, and they're like, oh, we love the brownie. And I'm like, I saw how Alonzo mixed that dusty thing up, and it looked revolting. So, yeah, DC, the daughter does look incredibly healthy. Yeah, that's interesting. Because I think that she's quite naturally pretty, you know. She's got all the best parts of her parents. Now I'm just gonna try and add that. Ooh. Oh, maybe I'll take the hang on whole place on my on my video about Veronica Bay. I was like, just wait a second, parenting. I secretly want to be Erin B's, obviously. Not so secretly. Because parenting was parenting with the dogs. Because they are naughty sometimes. Okay, let me go to image. Create a new one. How do I get it? Oh, okay. I've got it. I'm putting this overlay on that DC sent me. I think so, Rosie. Oh, no, I didn't, DC. That would have been good. Why didn't I not think of that? Damn. That's so annoying. Why didn't I think of that? I should have thought of that. Now, do you usually put this at the bottom? DC? Let me know. Because I'll just adjust. Oh, no, I've got it in OBS. Addendum. I can't say that. Oh, it covers the chat. Okay. So put it on top of. Okay. Yep. All right. Oh yeah, that's nice. How did you match the pink with my pink? That's amazing. It looks very aesthetic. No, I'm gonna have to go and check Veronica because I'll be interested to see what she said. Yeah. I think I need to keep a bit more of her an eye on her because especially leading up to the election, I imagine she's going to be doing wild claims. So it'll be bananas, I reckon.
She has her acne is totally cleared up.
Yeah.
And also her stomach, she had a lot of gut issues, and she has this product that she tried called Total Detox. Is that what it is? And
yeah, she already had something that detoxes her. You know, is it the liver or the kidney that detoxes? It's a functioning liver, I think. Yeah. Why does she have gut health issues? How? How did you know that? Did you take it to a what are the people who do the stomachs? I'm trying to think of I can't endocrinologists? No, they do. Endocrinologists do chromosomes, I think. I don't know. I'm out of my depth. Shh. Don't tell anyone.
and it worked amazing for her. Well, then she found out she could become a rep. Now she's a full-time rep and building her amazing network marketing company with them. But it was because you saw hard out there trying to help her with her acne.
Yeah, I was trying to
finally
figure out
found a product that solved her acne issue, and then two helped her gut issues. And now she is a passionate rep for them because she found a product that changed.
But it's not like instantly she has no budget.
No, she's working at it. She was over here at the offices last night having what was it?
Party.
She was having a facial party, and I mean she's doing stuff every day online. I mean, she's working for it, but it's something that she truly believes in. And she flipped her toggle over to go and says, you know, I'm going to share this with the world. And she's making great money. I mean, a 19-year-old making the money she's making right now because yes, she is selling a product.
Does it help that she has two quite high profile parents in the multi-level marketing industry? That's not like a leg up at all, is it? I would not be happy if my child was like, "Oh, I'm going to do what you do." They know they're scanners. It's disgusting that they're allowing their child to do this. But, you know, Amway is the blueprint. It's just that, how can that be enjoyable? You're getting on socials every day, on calls, and she's selling. I imagine that there would be quite a few people in the downline of Doug and Thea who would think, "Oh, I'll support the daughter's business because Doug and Tia will, you know, shine their light on me." And they probably do. They probably do help her out like that. Yes, DC. We should do a look at them together. And the other one, do you know Grant Cardone has a children's course? I've been wanting to have a look at it for ages, but just haven't put it on the list. I need to put it on the list. Yeah, like what was I talking about? Oh, the daughter. Yeah, it's very normalized as well to do what she's doing. She would be just, you know, that's why we do anything. We are heavily influenced by our parents, and if you've had the type of parents who allow you to explore who you are as an individual, you sort of move more away from maybe their thoughts and beliefs and become your own little person, but somebody who's more sheltered and went to the school that your dad created, you know, very sheltered as far as their religion goes. And I know that's not true for all Christians, but theirs does seem to be that very prosperity gospel sort of fakeness that I don't think they think it's fake. I think they believe they're true believers. But yeah, it's those children who, once they go to if they go away to college or university, they definitely start to sort of like question the mechanisms, because they're seeing different influences from people who, you know, maybe don't even know what an MLM is, especially young people. I did get to teach, I did a economics and business subject last term, and it was about economic risk, and we talked about scams. So I was able to talk about MLMs. However, it was in year 9, so they're about 14. So once they get to 18, they'll probably have forgotten MLMs. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Those children of family channels on YouTube, we're going to see some issues coming up. Like, you look at one of the higher profile ones, like the Ace family. Those children are quite young at the moment, but I mean, they were little actors on cue. I saw the father drove the oldest daughter to school in the Lambo one day, and they went through Starbucks. And P.S., you can't put a child in a Lambo because there's no child seat. You can't put a child seat in a Lambo. So they were driving illegally anyway. But apparently it was okay because Catherine, the mom, was in the car just behind them. And they went to Starbucks to get a drink before school. And she was, you know, facing the cup out to the video. And she was, I'm like, that girl is 5 years old. It was very concerning. I wish there were people who spoke out about family channels that didn't hate women. Yeah, it seemed like they put all the weight and responsibility on the mom. Absolutely. And a very prominent person in the anti-family channel, Dad Challenge podcast, he especially does stuff like that. And he has a legion of very, very devoted followers who are women. And they, my video that I did about him, they came over. They definitely showed up for their man. How do I feel about faking mental illnesses? Oh, look, I think people are silly, and you know, if it's like fictitious disease, like I think that's what they call Munchausen's these days. If you fake it, I think if you're faking a mental illness, there's something wrong in there. Something wrong. Ah, Rosie, someplace underneath. Is that the one with Natalie Jean? Because I have to get back to it. I used to listen to the last podcast on the left like religiously, and dropped off. And then I know that there was a big commotion with Ben. So yeah, Natalie Jean. Okay, good. It's a really good podcast. I can't recommend it enough. Someplace Underneath has two women who do it, and they talk about women's stories. So they talked about like Shelley Miscavige going missing. They talked about Lauren Cho, the Highway of Tears, and a lot of like underground female oriented stories, and looking at how misogyny has, you know, cost a lot of people their lives. So it's a really good pro-woman podcast. Hello, Nail Kita. Yeah, you're not late. You're just in time to hear Doug talking about how he's so proud of his daughter in an MLM.
That she is passionate about and she firsthand has belief in. Some of you coaches out there, you have firsthand experience in creating and losing weight, and yet we're afraid of what our uncle or Aunt Barb or cousin Don might say of what our company is or what it isn't. It's like, you know, I just challenge you to like grow a pair and like stand up for what has happened in your life. I mean, I think that the people that Tia and I used to be, I remember my very first gift you gifted us, Tia, you gifted me for my birthday. It was right after we lost weight. I don't even know if you remember this, because I kind of came at you a little bit for it. I'm like, where'd you get this money? Like, what you talking about, Luz? Like, where'd you get this money? And you said from coaching. And that was after you'd already put a line from Christian preschool. Mm-hmm. But do you remember that year you bought me a Traeger barbecue? Yes. And the Traeger barbecue was like $400. Yes. And I knew we didn't have the money. I went down and picked it out and everything. You did.
Really, Doug? Where did you get this money from? That sounds like a really, really healthy relationship, right? And also, let's not do the AAVE. That's right. I remember now. Tia got into MLMs because she wanted to put the children into Christian preschool. I keep hearing about how when they started out, they were so poorly off. Like they were just in the doldrums. They had a business with 10 employees, a furniture store. They had a car that was worth over 30 grand. They wanted to send, you know, like they could have sent their children to free school, not private school. Yeah, I think these are. Have you seen Brother Bear? He has an Instagram account, and I think he took off on TikTok. Oh yes, the book review. Yes. I need to get back into that. He's got this series at the moment where he has examples of bad behavior, and he waves his red flag. Ooh, red flag. Red flag. Oh. I do want to get for the book review. I do want to get some guest readers. You know who I'm talking about. I just wanted to get that first lot up because the person who gave it to me, I was like, had taken so long, and I'm like, I want to give them something.
And it was the coolest thing that you like gifted me that. Because at first I was kind of like upset. Like, where did you get this? And you're like, coaching.
Yeah.
Like, and I think you even said, all those late nights I was out there on Facebook on the computer.
Yeah. And we still have that Traeger today.
Yeah, it's up at the 5-stack house.
Yeah.
That Traeger.
Still got the barbecue. We put it at our poor house. Thank you, Rosie. I'll hit you up on IG. Hang on. Are you on IG as a different name? But just send me a DM and we'll find you. That'd be cool.
Because it's special because you worked hard for it and you showed me the fruit of your hard work, and I got to have a blessing in it too.
Yeah.
And some of you women might just need to literally go spoil your spouse a little bit with some of the money that you're making, because you own a toggle. You control your future. You control how much money you want to make. You want to work harder, work harder. You want to make more money? Then work harder.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Is it as simple as that, though? I hate the way he says, and you women, ooh, some of you women, like I said, this does sound like he's giving ammo to one half of a married couple to try and get the other half to join in with them. It seems like they have encountered some prospects who are saying, "Oh, my husband doesn't want to do it." Well, yeah, just work harder. Just work harder. Stop being poor. Can you just stop being poor? Doug, your own income disclosure statement doesn't support what you're saying. Okay. The only problem with being on this in portrait is we can't see the dogs. I found a light to light them though. I'll see if I can we'll have a doggy break instead of a Dougie break. Come here. Come here. Come on. And she's just looking at me and wagging her tail. She's like, I don't care. Thanks, Rosie. Come here, Minnie. Minnie. I'm not sure if we have any puppies, any litters coming, because Murphy is young. So he might not have had the right juice. You. Guilty of paint on everything. So I've got I don't know, do they sell Pandora bracelets in America? They're like a fancy bracelet, right? Do you know what? I forgot what the word bangle was. I'm such a fool. So one of the local jewelry places was going out of business, and they had like 30% off all their Pandora jewelry. And okay. And I went, have you got one of those hard bracelets? And they're like, the bangle. And I'm like, how did I forget that a hard bracelet is called a bangle, you freaking idiot. But it's very teeny tiny, but it's got like just a couple of charms on them, like a little love heart. This thing here that it glows in the dark, it's like a little light. And then there's a blue star. Yeah. But if you take it back to the Pandora shop, they'll clean it. And I meant to do that on Saturday when I went to visit friends, but I got to Pandora too late. So, but there's inevitably paint in the bracelet. I've got a cleaning cloth. That's good. All right. I'll try and get one of the dogs over here while we're continue listening.
Yeah. And be embracing structure. That was the biggest thing for me as like kind of this free spirit. I mean, obviously having 40 pounds on my body, it was like, cause I was just kind of not learning how to eat intuitively and living out of structure. And so that structure first got me freedom.
Excuse me, did you just say eat intuitively while talking about structured eating? Because those things don't go together. Oh, I know, Demi. I had a brand new blue shirt yesterday, and there's like smudges of paint on it because I finished my Free Palestine sign. I just had to put the gloss on it. I had to redo it because the first time I put the gloss on, I'd used gouache paint and it smudged when I put the gloss on it to protect it from the wind and rain because it's going to go outside. So I was very upset. I had to redo it. Watch out for gouache. All right. But yes, intuitive eating, sweetheart, that is not the same as the 5-in-1 program. You have to eat every certain time and have a lean and green at nighttime. You've got one of the snacks you can have on the Optavia program, a snack, 2 pieces of gum. 2 pieces of gum is the snack. But it's not, it's such a good diet. Such a good diet.
In my health, I still live by that of eating 6 times a day. I still live by this rhythm that Optavia and Habits Out and Dr. A really helped to pioneer, to teach us how to not just lose weight, but create optimal health and create optimal well-being. So I'm so grateful to be on that longevity path. Like I'm making decisions today that are.
Do you know what I think? She is healthy, but not because of Optavia. It's because she has probably a dietitian and works with, a trainer, etc., etc. Yes, Minnie says hello. They've been a bit funny, and not eating all their dinner. So we have every second night is a light night, and every other night is a more heavy food night. She will sit like this forever, but she's a bit heavy at the moment. Yeah, you're a bit heavy. Woo. Say hello to everybody. All right, I'll get back here. Murphy. I think Murphy's going to come over. Murphy, come on. Come here. He's getting heavy too. Won't let Mabel up. Mabel's the heaviest. Hello. Now, Murphy has the very strange habit of not licking faces. Everybody else licks faces. Hello. And he likes to snuggle in bed, so he's a bit of a snuggler. Hey, Bubba. He has very sharp nails at the moment. And it hurts when he scratches you. He's not much of a barker downstairs. He barks when he's losing a game. He does have a sweet face. If you go back, I can't remember which video it was, but there's a picture of him when he was asleep and he's got like his teeth. It's so funny. Okay, let's keep going. Dog interval over.
Connected to how I want to look and feel at 54, how I want to look and feel at 64. And not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, financially. And so I, when I reflect back, it's like I reinvested in those early days of coaching like that. Like I wanted to bless you. I was working hard. I wanted to show you that like this is what we're working towards. And we were starting to eat healthier. So that was like a good benefit, like grilling and, eating lean vegetables. It fit our life at the time, at the same time. And also just like reflecting back of like, I started investing in I did not love doing house cleaning. It was one of those things that actually limited me from having people over or having mommy play dates and things like that. So the minute I started making extra income and bringing that into our home, I reinvested and I hired a cleaner to come in every week. So I wanted to have moms over. I wanted to be in relationship because all of
That's where you can recruit from, right? That's your recruiting pool. That's your hot market. Good work. Good work, Tia. It sounds like it's interesting that she said she didn't like any housework, but Doug was expecting her to do it as well. I wonder, she must have done it. Interesting. This relationship is a little different, you know? And they're little things that they say and the way he speaks over her sometimes, it just doesn't seem like it's even.
that was connected to more deeper, meaningful relationships, connecting me to like them opening up and sharing their struggles and their own physical health and weight. And those doors opened up multiple doors that was the ripple effect of like what we live in today. So there was a lot of time and energy that I had to put out in those early days, and I still put out today. But the biggest thing I would say that I had to do was embrace structure and learning to live by a calendar. And that was, you know, as a stay-at-home mom at the time, that was something it took a little while to embrace. So just, I also encourage you, if you're new in this industry and new into coaching, have some grace, but if you can embrace that quicker than I did, you will see some momentum and some blessing come into.
You cannot promise that. You cannot promise that. How ridiculous. And I meant to say before, she was talking about how they were grilling and eating vegetables. And I'm like, hang on. What about the fuelings? Didn't you eat the fuel? You have to eat the fuelings. Maybe she's just talking about the lean and green meal. But it doesn't sound very enjoyable. And it just is so dishonest to be promising that people can earn what they're earning. Oh no, what's happening? Oh god, it's going to start over, isn't it? We're about 10 minutes to the end. The other day when my internet was out, like it was just the router was out of, had switched off by mistake. I had to reset up the router. It was very grueling. It was intense. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, but it worked. Okay, I might just have to take him in and out because it is not. Hang on. Okay. So is everybody. I wonder if it'll let me it will not let me refresh it. Okay. Hold, please. Doug and Tia Wood unplugged. All right. Okay, hang on. I'm going to remove this. And then, oh God, their latest podcast is called Parenting. It's about parenting. They've started this like, oh, we're going to talk about the woke majority. And it's like, are you though? Okay, sorry everybody. I know that's covering me at the moment, but we'll be in the right spot again soon. Okay. Okay. I'll probably play the beginning just for a moment. So
I'm just gonna
both in their own physical health and weight, and those doors opened up multiple doors. That was the ripple effect of like what we live in today. So there was a lot of time and energy that I had to put out in those early days, and I still put out today. But the biggest thing I would say that I had to do was embrace structure and learning to live by a calendar. And that was, you know, as a stay-at-home mom at the time, that was something it took a little while to embrace. So just, I also encourage you, if you're new in this industry and new into coaching, have some grace, but if you can embrace that quicker than I did, you will see some momentum and some blessing come into your life, because when you do live from that structured place, people see that and people value that, and you're going to be able to help more people if you're not so frazzled and have sticky notes all over the place.
Well, it is, and I'm going to read.
help people. Help people. You don't help people. It's always that like fakeness. A lot of health and wellness companies will talk about weight from a product, and it's often a mix of using the product, placebo effect, turning over a new leaf because you are using this product. So you do start getting more active and you do start eating better. And all of those things are what you needed, or what someone could have done previously to lose weight. But because they're using it with a product that comes from that company and you're the testimonial, they'll credit the product when it's a combination of things, especially when they are selling proprietary blends. Yeah. That's why Bryn Lang talking about transparency in the products at Frequence. Get the fuck out of here. Since I saw Bryn Lang in that Make America Great hat, I've just been like, just loathe her even more. She's awful.
Become testimonial, because what I say next, I want people to take it out of context, but the income testimonial is not representative of the average earnings that a coach has achieved with Optavia. Only a very small number of coaches will achieve income that is within the range of this testimonial. Optavia makes no guarantee of financial success. Success with Optavia results only come from successful sales efforts, which require a keyword here: hard work, diligence, skills, perseverance, competence, and leadership. Please see the Optavia income official income disclosure statement. It's all over Google if you want to Google it.
Doug, that doesn't mean it sounds like he's just being so upfront, but it's the same bullshit. You can work as hard as you like, but if you didn't get there at the right time with the right support underneath you, you won't be going anywhere. Yeah, this Demi, like it is beyond my comprehension. People who didn't trust the vaccination, COVID vaccination, but do trust proprietary blends. We don't know what's in the vax. It could be a microchip. Okay, but I'm going to drink this mushroom juice. Ugh. God damn.
For statistics on actual earning coaches, and there's a lot of things to kind of chat my butt about that, Tia, because about the IDS, because they take all coaches.
Yeah.
But they don't just focus on the engaged coaches, but you and I work with a lot of coaches making thousands and thousands of dollars,
that do really
hundreds of dollars that do really, really, really well, including us.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes from hard work. And some of you guys have received so much, you're getting paid so well, but yet the moment your pastor or somebody at church or a friend pees in your Cheerios, you're like, oh, you get all quiet. You stop posting on Instagram. You stop being yourself, and this amazing transformation that has really brought a lot of healing to your body and to your family, and been a huge answer to prayer. And I just,
I need the blink blink sound. Are you kidding? It's actually the opposite of that. I cannot believe what he's saying right now. and peed in my Cheerios. Gross. That would stop me in my tracks, mate. And you can't guarantee that people are making money. That's absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And to say that you aren't being who you are, no, it's the opposite way around. People develop a persona that seems to be very far away from who they began as. And I think Julie Joe was talking about this the other day, saying that there are people who probably started out in network marketing with good intentions. They were going to do the right thing. They, like, they're good people. But somewhere along the way, that changes. And they are no longer good people. And I would say that the real them, the real person, is who they are at the start. And if they change who they are to fit into this MLM, that's the fake person. That's not being who they are, And it doesn't fix your health. It doesn't heal your health. It's well documented that it doesn't. It breaks your metabolism. I've heard people, they've had hair falling out. They've had, issues with digestion. They will put on weight even if they eat 10 more calories, 1 or 2 more calories than they have been eating. It does present a whole host of issues. And healing your family, the whole thing that they're talking about, the married couples, I'm sure that there are married couples who have broken up because of Optavia, because they encourage you to get rid of all those negative people out of your life, Yeah, absolutely, DC. It's that cult identity for sure,
It's 2024, guys. Like, we gotta live more bulletproof. We don't gotta get bulletproof. We have to live bulletproof. When a good thing has happened to you, you gotta get loud about it. When a good thing has happened to you, you gotta own it. Yeah. When a good thing has happened to you, you gotta recognize when someone is coming at you and they're talking from a broke mindset, physically, spiritually, financially, and they are running rampant through your churches. They're running rampant through your small groups. They're running rampant through your family reunions. They're running rampant through your Christian schools,
YouTube,
towns, and football games.
YouTube.
The complacency is robbing this world today. It's robbing us, Tia. Yeah.
I thought he was going to say YouTube. The people on YouTube. That's me. Also, oh, God damn it. I was going to say something. It was him saying that you need to talk about the good things that are happening. I think they do, Doug. I think they do. And that's why they're not talking about it, because it's not good. Like, when it's good, they do share it, but they stop because it doesn't stay that way. So they are doing that, mate. Yeah, absolutely. I think you're the one running rampant through churches, shilling your scam, Doug. Love it. Where did you go, Doug, when you sold your book? When you were on a book tour called Massive Momentum? Did you go to churches to sell your book, which is about making money in MLMs and God? Because I think that was you. How ridiculous.
And the quicker that you can get yourself recognized, first of all, stop,
confront that,
challenge the emotion or the thought or the negativity that's coming at you, and choose to say, I got to get away from these people. Speaking of getting away from these people, Tia, we had to move out of Oregon. We weren't running. We were actually chasing our dreams. Yeah. We knew that we were about ready to start succumbing to the patterns of this world. Yeah. We were start succumbing to the patterns of Portland, Oregon. We were start succumbing to the patterns of our church friends, the environment, and we had to put ourselves in a bigger,
renew our minds.
It was a complete renewal of our minds.
Yeah.
That's so interesting that they used to live in Portland. I think I knew that, but I always had the impression that Portland was very progressive, you know, lots of new agey sort of woo-woo, but artistic. After all, it is the home of the one and only Auntie Lushy, whomst we love. Yeah, how interesting. And they chose Arizona. I wonder if it made a difference whether it was a red or a blue state. Because I bet it did. Arizona is just about to. Oh, I think it has gone through the House, actually, that they've banned abortions completely in Arizona. You cannot get an abortion in Arizona. I think that's what I saw. But I also saw a bunch of people who were speaking in tongues in their House of Reps or whatever in Arizona. Speaking in tongues, talking about, like God needs to send us a politicians who are pro-life. It's very strange. I saw it on Instagram today. I'm like, hello, do you understand why America was settled by white people? Because they were escaping religious persecution from the British, and they wanted religious freedom. And now it's just like, it breaks my brain, the cognitive dissonance of keeping church and state separate, but not, all right, let's keep going. We got 6 minutes to go, everybody.
Yeah, and putting ourselves in new spaces, new circles, putting ourselves in an environment that was sunnier, that we could get outside and we could hike. And, when we came here to this valley, it was like so big to us. I remember hiking Pinnacle Peak and barely making it to that first peak and thinking.
I remember the people like that had his shirt off and was running.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, and now we're those people.
9 years later, it didn't happen overnight. Is it going to be 10 years this summer? It will be 10 years.
It is, but I think you and I are now the fit people on the mountain.
Yeah.
I run with my shirt off, you're in your sports bra and shorts, and we're out running these mountains.
But we felt like minions when we came here.
Yeah, but you know what? We had to get out of the fishbowl.
Amen.
And now we're in.
You felt like minions? Is that a reference to being fat? It feels like it. That's gross. Is there some sort of like militias in Oregon? Am I making that up? I remember there's a few states up there that have, concerning militias around.
In an ocean.
Yeah.
And we're still little tiny fish.
Yeah, we're still growing.
But we put ourselves in environments to keep growing, to keep pressing in, to not get polluted by, I'm just going to dare I say it, some of you possibly that's even listening to this right now, that you've let someone literally get in your head. They've gotten you negative. They've gotten you down. Big deal. Your income's down a little bit this year over last year. So what? Maybe it's down a lot. So what?
Is it? Is it down? How do you know that, Doug? Are you speaking from experience? I wonder. Because I bet it is. And I can imagine that they would be in a position where them not getting as big a check as they normally would, they'd be okay. I imagine they would have to downsize eventually if they keep going on it. But they do, like they've started the gym. Doug has got his book. They've got a couple of different things other than network marketing. So, and I would say that they would have a financial advisor, especially because they nearly went bankrupt in 2009.
So is mine. You don't see my confidence any lower. Yeah. I have a program. I have a product that is changing the entire freaking country.
Yep.
And guess what? Just because the algorithms change, I'm not blaming it on that. Yep. Just because the world's changed, I'm not blaming it on that. Guess what? I have to step up. I have to get innovative. I have to get on the same page with my spouse. I have to confront my beast. I have to partner with Holy Spirit. And I have to say, not today, not on my watch, Satan.
Yep.
We're winning.
Am I honored that he has referred to me as Satan? Absolutely. Satan is the reason for the downfall of Optavia. I did not think we were going to get a Satan in there. He didn't mention anti-MLM education. I don't think he would, because this is meant to be. This feels like it's one big overcoming objections, or send this to somebody to recruit them. Idaho has the militias. Right. Yeah, Doug, so that's great for you, but not so great for everybody else, I imagine. He's so ridiculous. Yeah. I bet you he's not going to share any of that money with his downline either.
This thing, and I ain't laying over dead. You're gonna have to drag me. You have to drag me out, because I ain't playing dead to you.
Yeah, there's
Fucking
too much
done.
at stake.
Oh, he also said that he's changing America. No, you're not. You unequivocally are not changing America. Not with Optavia anyway. But his right-wing political stuff, maybe. It's people like him and Veronica Bay. They're people with money who are conservative, so they are the type of people who would invest money into, right-wing politicians. So in that sense, I'd be even happier if they had less of a check, because those people want to basically get rid of trans people, and that's my besties, Val and Gus. Like, they're valid. I love them, and bloody hell, I miss Val. I sent Val a message before I went to bed last night. Like, I effing miss you. And they sent a text back saying, maybe we should voice note, like send each other, because where she's traveling, it doesn't have big Wi-Fi. So our podcast is going to be a little bit late these next 2 months. We've recorded it, but Val is editing it while they are on holiday. It would be so nice if we took a holiday.
Our future, our children, our grandchildren, the way that we want to see this nation emerge and come forward. I mean, I am believing for greater days ahead. And you know what's great?
Pause on that thought. Greater days are ahead.
Because we're going to bring that greatness.
For people that are working hard.
Yep.
And partnering literally with their future, partnering with Holy Spirit, partnering with hard work, partnering with working, I'm just going to dare say it, 40, 60 hours a week. You think 40 hours is enough right now on whatever you're working towards? Not. It's going to take 60. We're in a season of, it is a sowing season. It is going to take a lot of hard work. People always say, oh, is it a get rich quick? You need to pay well, but it is not a get rich quick thing.
You get paid well. I cannot believe he just said that. Up to 60 hours a week. 60 hours a week on Optavia? What if you work a full-time job? That is ridiculous. That is unacceptable. Considering you may not get paid for any of it, you won't know for sure that you'll get paid. That's bold. They are on a 90-day run at the moment, and they're doing 2 Zooms a day, which is just, I don't see how that is going to increase their sales. Because how many people are going to attend one of those Zooms and sign up? I think that the odds are small. God damn. Like, that's insane.
Something's a get rich quick thing, run. If it seems too good to be true, get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, but with hard work, due diligence.
Yeah.
Discipline.
And committing to the process, committing
Right.
to just show up every day for the future you're creating. And I am so grateful for this industry. I'm grateful for what it's provided for our family and the opportunity to give back and to create things and bring solutions and honestly show our kids like what it looks like to work hard and live a life that is set apart, live a life of abundance, and live a life of impacting our community, impacting our city, and impacting the nation.
Yeah, okay.
Our girl heads out to across the world our middle daughter goes to the Philippines this year.
White saviors, white saviors. We get it. We know that you love this thing because it pays you millions. Like, how ridiculous. Of course it's good for you. That's not universal. And you know it. Like, it's dishonest, you know?
This week. And I don't know if that would have been possible if, and she earned that by due diligence and reaching out and getting sponsorship and committing to, we didn't pay for it,
mission trips.
but she had an amazing.
He doesn't pay for missions trips. What? That be, if DC is still here, do they have a mission program in the kids? I know most Christian schools do have some sort of mission. Wow. I would have thought that they would have paid for it because, I mean, it's trying to get more Christians.
A group of people that came around her, that she reached out to, that she called, that she could, and that together collectively, she hustled.
She didn't send no Venmo links.
No, she did. She made
Pray
a phone.
and Venmo. Hey, if you're feeling led,
Yep.
There's a link. No, pick up that phone. Parent.
What's wrong with a Venmo link? Jesus, what's his beef with a Venmo link? I agree, DC. They definitely have the money for a missions trip. Not that I don't agree with mission trips at all, but they've got the money for it. Oh, damn.
Don't do your dirty work. Don't do these kids dirty work.
Yeah.
You teach them. I have a whole chapter in Church Boy to Man. I think it's chapter 17.
Yep.
Why my daughter, what is it?
More money than you.
Why my daughter can raise more money than you.
Yeah.
Because we got to teach these kids
what
it takes to work, how the world works by picking up the phone. Ain't no posting and praying for a link.
Yeah.
Here's a link. I see that too. Oh, if you want to support my kids, I didn't post no link for Maya or Caitlin. It's like,
should you? You probably should. That would be supportive. I've seen plenty of people doing it. Do you just not care? Like, I wouldn't be supporting my daughter in an MLM either. I'd be trying to have an intervention. But the other one trying to raise money for a mission trip, what's wrong with you posting the link? You can get a hold of so many more people. And how do you recruit? Come on, how do you recruit? You have to have links. I'm going to go to his Instagram and see if he has links. Pay the company that pays you so you're buying food you don't need and won't eat, but you're telling someone how to earn. Come on, Mr. Sir. Indeed. All right, we're nearly finished. I'm going to go to his Instagram, though, and see if he has links.
no, you want it? Pick up the phone. If you need people's phone numbers, I will give you their phone number, but you're going to text them. You're going to ask them for a conversation. You're not going to send a copy and paste letter. You're going to have a conversation with people because that's how the world is built. Ain't nothing for free. So why should we give them a handout on planning for a mission trip if they don't have to pick up the phone to you?
Yeah.
Because that's what we adults are doing right now.
That's what we got to do. So I respect the hustle. This thing is going to take work, but you can do hard things and commit to the process and watch what you can create in the next 10 to 15 years.
And last but not least, do not take negativity from nobody.
Mm-mm.
If you have a good thing in your hands, you have a duty and obligation to share it boldly. It's time to get loud. If this podcast has added value to your life, please share it with somebody. please post about it. Please tag us in it. We'll restore you. That's how we can get the word out. We're just here to help. We're here to serve. Tia, it's a fun little topic.
It is. Have a blessed day. We love you.
God bless you.
Where'd this music come from? Damn. I press pause in case it's copyrighted. Okay. I don't want to shock anyone here, but do I need to add the can I add another browser? I wonder. I think I can. I'm just gonna have a look at Doug's to see if he's got links. Oh, what did I just do then? Okay, hang on. Let me put this up here. Sorry, everybody. Hang on, let me put my face up here. Oh, God damn it. Sorry, everyone. I apologize. I'm stuffing this up. Oh, no, that's okay. All right. Image. Put you here. And all right. So, oh, would you look at that? Doug actually does have a link. He was just saying. I know. I'm like, you're sending your kid to get money off your network. That's weird. Yeah, she isn't earning anything. You're just giving her the free ride. Okay, what's the link gonna lead us to? Oh, is it gonna open? Okay, hang on. I don't think it's gonna open. Log into Instagram. Oh, it's not logged in. Okay, hang on. I will press it and show you. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. This man just told us about how don't put a link in your bio. Don't do that. Why not? Why not, buddy? Why not? Let's take a look at what's in Doug's bio. Oh, is it a bunch of links? Hello. Bunch of links? Yes? It's a bunch of links. Yeah, righto, Doug. Okie dokie. Thanks very much for being here with the moi. I'm French. I can speak French. Can't you hear me? Moi. Yes. That is going to be. We're going to leave it there. The next pod is the one about the parenting. That could be interesting. I would like to do a video response. I don't know if I'll do it live or not. I've got a video which is John Melton and Taylor Kirby from Paparazzi. I think that would be just bonkers with those two together. Yeah, I need to definitely check back up on my Anagic people and keep an eye on Veronica. You can always send me stuff and get back to crucifying Doug Wood's book because it is terrible. Yeah. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. Thanks for interacting. Thanks, DC, for helping me out, especially with the overlay. And yeah, that's about it. So yeah, I will see everybody. Oh, we may be roasting on Sunday, Gus and I. So we will just keep an eye out on the coming soon things. Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later.